Alright, so what is going on, guys? Today I'm back with the Legacy GT. Basically, I'm going to go over everything about the EJ20X in one video and not in just like 7 or 8 videos, because that's kind of annoying for you guys. So, to start, it is a 2.0 4-cylinder, just like your standard Subaru. In this motor, we have a 9:5:1 compression ratio, which is a lot higher than the EJ255 with its 8:4:1 compression ratio. You get about 160 psi per cylinder in these. Very good for power, to be honest with you. They're very high revving. The rev out to, my tune is set to 7,500. You could get them up to like 8,200 to 8,500. Really depends on how far you're trying to push the motor. Now, everything in this is direct swap from your USDM EJ255. You don't need a JDM ECU. You don't need any JDM wiring or anything like that. What you will need is a tune, because again, this is a 2.0 with high compression versus your standard 2.5 with slightly low compression, which still has high compression, yes. These have a nitride crank. They have hardened rods. They are said to have forged crowns on the pistons. I don't know if that's a fact, but that's been thrown out there plenty of times by multiple people on all the forums. So you could believe it or you could not. Kind of give or take there. Timing is the same as the 255. Nothing really big difference about that. You don't need to swap your intake gear or your intake cam gear or exhaust cam gear. You can actually run the same cam gears that are in here that come with it. Again, they have the same tooth count. It's just the same 255 timing kit. You could literally time it exactly the same. Some people retard the two exhaust cams by 1 or 2 teeth. I forget the amount, but it's equal to 7 degrees of timing. So that way you can make up and give you a little bit more intake adjustment. Because this comes with a dual AVCS as to EJ255, which will have this single AVCS. iWire does make a kit, so you can hook up the dual AVCS on these for the exhaust cam timing. I personally, right now, don't see the point in it. Basically, this is going to be my track car. I really wanted the 2.5 or the EJ20X because it is really high revving, so I don't have to shift in the third through some corners. I can kind of just rev it all the way out. And then when I get into the stretch, I can get into third if I need to. But most of the time, you're in really second gear on the track for autocross, anyways. I don't plan on drag stripping this car or anything like that. It's not meant to be completely fast, but it is pretty quick for what it is. Mine is almost full bolt-on. I have Pro Sport equal length headers. I have NVIDIA catless downpipe all the way to it's probably an eBay catback. I don't know the name. I have a 3-port EBCS from Grimspeed. Stock intercooler for now. I'm probably going to go front mount. Some people say it helps, some people say it doesn't. I'm just going to do it because, you know, it's just meant to cool the air a lot better and a lot more efficiently than this intake that's just going to, or intercooler that's just going to sit on top of all the heat. I have a VF52 turbo, stock injectors for now. I'm really debating on if I want to go top feed with the fuel rail setup, or if I'm just going to stick with upgraded side feeds. My tuner's kind of pushing me more towards top feed conversion. It's a little bit more pricey, but in the end it's a lot easier for him to adjust the tune and to dial it in a lot easier. I have a stock intake because for whatever reason I've always had bad luck with the cold air intakes and getting them perfect as to where the stock one gives you that cold air just like you need, and it's not nearly as finicky in the long run. We also have Godspeed coilovers. I think they're great. I mean, these things don't really have much of a warranty left, but for what they have full adjustability, full dampening adjustability with the hardness and softness right on the top. They drop my car down a sizable amount. I think I only have like maybe 2 or 3 inches max clearance from the bottom of the floor, which is kind of not too much, to be honest with you, and I sometimes regret it, going over speed bumps and whatnot. Spraying banks pretty bad. Other than that, not really much done with the car, besides like painted intake manifold. Austin did that. Good job, Austin. We have a stock radiator for now. I do have the cylinder 4 mod because it did come with this motor, so I just grabbed some 5/8 heater core hose and tapped it straight into the heater core return line like we're supposed to. What was cool about my motor today was when I was changing the spark plugs out, I actually found that there was a tag up on top of the timing cover, and it says it has 92,000 kilometers, which in US that's about 57,000 miles, which is actually pretty great and really promising because, I mean, these things come with equal length headers from factory with a twin scroll turbo kit, which I still have, and it is pretty good. You really won't get that cylinder 4 failure with these because, well, it's been taken care of ever since factory with the cylinder 4 mod that they come with. Other than that, we have an upgraded sway bar in the front with end links. The rear doesn't have anything done to it yet. I will upgrade the sway bar eventually. I'm also going to get the Cusco lower control arm bracing because I just kind of want it to be as stiff as possible when I'm out there. We do have Austin's end keys on here for right now. They are pretty great and they look great on this car. I'm going to try to buy them from them. We'll see what happens. Otherwise, I'm probably going to get a set of Works or maybe some Graham lights. I've really been debating on it. It's kind of a lot of money to spend. I've never really spent that kind of money on wheels because, well, I live in Connecticut and Connecticut just sucks for potholes and all their roads and whatnot. So anything else with this car would be pretty much just actually literally nothing else done besides that. So yeah, I just really need to do injectors and a fuel pump, obviously. I need to support that. Trying to think of anything else that I'm probably going to do to it. I am going to repaint it. It's probably going to be close to this color, but I'm going to put a pearl clear coat in it. And it's probably going to come out like crap because I'm going to do it myself, but at least I can keep doing it over and over and over again. I mean, it's a learning experience. I'm going to have to do a wide body kit on it anyways. I'm going to have to cut out the rear quarters because they're not in the best shape. I have a lot of body work to do on this, but I'm not too worried about it. I mean, it is what it is. At the end of the day, it's going to be a track car. I kind of want it to look the way I want it to. Even if it's not perfect, it is what it is. I have not made millions of dollars. I don't have any sponsors. I'm just doing this for the simple fun out of it. I do like to educate, so I will, show you guys installation videos. I haven't done any of that yet, just because I've been so scrambling trying to find a shop again because, well, we had one picked and we already got our credit stuff ran and everything like that, and it came back that they just didn't want automotive work there because of a gym that was next door, but it didn't make any sense because they approved us in the first place. It's a really stupid story. But we're working really hard to find our own shop. It's been very tough. Corona's kind of been even more so hard on that environment because of the fact that everybody's looking for a shop right now. Otherwise, these motors, like I forgot to say, all the sensors and everything are exactly the same as the 255. So your intake, your cam sensors, cam position sensors, your crank sensor, your AVCS solenoids, all that's the same. The only thing you need to do with the 255 to the EJ20X is swap over your intake manifold with the engine harness, your injectors, just all the normal stuff you pull off with the whole intake manifold and TGVs. They also come with TGV deletes as well because emissions are different there. That's why they have the cylinder 4 mod and not an oil cooler like we do in the US. And a lot more beneficial with that. You will see a little bit better top end. It's like 10 horsepower probably max. It's nothing major, but it helps it breathe a lot better, so I think in the end it will be very good investment. This manifold already had TGV deletes, so I just kept them with this. I still have the other set. I'll probably sell them or something like that. Maybe keep them for a later build. I don't know yet. Otherwise, I'd say it's making just over 300 horsepower. With the VF52, I mean, it's only running about 17 pounds of boost right now because my wastegate spring, I bought this all used. So the wastegate spring was already set to 17 PSI, so my tuner was like, yeah, it's plenty good for now. Mainly because I got to freaking really figure out, how far I really want to push this motor before I just say, all right, let me go forge block and all that. But I think for now, I'm just going to keep the 20Xs and just keep replacing them if it comes to that. But bang for your buck, $700. Even though we had rod knock in the first one, it's kind of a hit or miss with these. Luckily, they give you a 30-day warranty. And when they gave me this motor, they renewed the 30-day warranty, so you're really not ever just stuck with that motor, and you just have the short-ass time frame to really get things done. It's really not all that serious. It really just took us about an hour of prep to prep this motor, ready to go back in with the intake manifold. And then it took us an hour to get it in, hour to start it up altogether. You know, it worked out pretty well. Your flywheel you will need to swap over because these EJ20Xs are all from Japan automatic. So you gotta swap over your flywheel, clutch, all the normal stuff. Otherwise, direct swap, you know, it's nothing too crazy. Anybody really at home with just some basic knowledge of how to pull a motor out and whatnot, how to do it safely, mind you, can really just go about doing this. You know, I will post more videos as time goes on of us pulling motors out, of us doing clutch jobs, so that way if you really want to do it at home, you can. If you have the resources, by all means. I'm not here to make $1 million. I just do this kind of for fun, / I want to be able to support my own hobby without spending my money from here. At the end of this all, if you guys have any more questions, please feel free to ask. I hopefully covered everything. So yeah, just stay tuned for all the future builds. I mean, we have Austin's car that's we got to start pushing on. He just got all his parts ordered for it, so I'm pretty excited for that. My brother's car, we got a few more things to do to it. His is already full bolt on. We just got to do his front control arms. He's got aluminum ones with new bushings and whatnot. We got to do his rear sway bar. We put a new sway bar on the front, and you know, everything's looking pretty good. So stay tuned, like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more. Hit me up in the DMs if you have any other questions. But for now, peace.